Okay, here's a simple understanding of the 2013 assault weapons ban. This is a Ruger Mini 14, which is exempt from the 2013 assault weapons ban. However, this gun, which is a Ruger Mini 14, is banned by the assault weapons ban. Now, I'm going to point out why it is. Here's why. That right there. It has a collapsible stock. It has a pistol grip. It has a forward pistol grip, and it has a 30-round magazine. Now, those four things. Now, I want to note that the action of the weapon has not changed in one bit. It still fires the same round. It still fires the same rate of fire. It uses exactly the same action as this rifle does. The only thing it changed was the stock, the magazine, and a grip. Those are the only things that changed. But yet now it's a bad weapon. Now somehow it's more lethal. Even though it does exactly the same thing as that. It's exactly the same weapon. It's exactly the same action, same caliber, same barrel, same everything except for this piece right here and this piece right here. The only two things that changed on the weapon, well, the addition of the grip, but as part of that stock. You know, everything else is exactly the same, but now it's more lethal. For comparison, if you took this car and made it look like that, this would be okay, but that's wrong. Even though the engine, the drivetrain, the tires, and everything is exactly the same. It still functions the same way, it just looks different. Okay? Give you another example. Let's say you have a motorcycle, then you want to change it to look like that. You kept the engine, kept the tires, put different rims on them, put a different gas tank on it, put a different headlamp on it. Now it's wrong. Now that's bad, even though it's exactly the same engine and everything else. It goes the same miles per hour, gets the same miles per gallon. It's everything except the same, except look different. Now, let's look at some things of what people said. Okay? This is from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention talking about the 1994 assault weapons ban. Insufficient evidence to determine the effectiveness of any of the firearms laws reviewed for preventing violence. Huh. So the Center of Disease Control said the assault weapons ban did absolutely nothing. Let's see what else people got to say. The National Research Council found that the 1994 assault weapons ban did not reveal any clear impacts on gun violence. The United States Department of Justice and the National Institute of Justice said, should the ban be renewed, its effects on gun violence would be likely small, and perhaps too small for reliable measurement, because rifles in general, including rifles referred to as assault rifles or assault weapons, are rarely used in gun crimes. Now these are the experts. Okay, we're talking about the CDC, the National Institute of the National Research Council, the Department of Justice. The University of Pennsylvania said that they found no statistical significant evidence that either the assault weapons ban or the ban on magazines holding more than 10 rounds had reduced gun murders. Interesting. Professor John Lott research found no impact of these bans on violent crime rates, although the third edition provided some evidence that assault weapons bans slightly increased murder rates. Wow. So not only did it do anything, it increased murder rates. Wow. And now the Brady Center for Prevention of Gun Violence found that in the 5-year period before the enactment of federal assault weapons ban, or act, assault weapons named in the act constituted 4.82% of the crime gun traces ATF conducted nationwide. Since the law's enactment, however, these assault weapons have made up only 1.61% of the guns ATF has traced to crime. Well, that's interesting. But then a spokesman from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives stated that he can in no way vouch for the validity of this report. So basically, they made it up. So the only one thing I could find, basically has no validity. Interesting. So the experts all say the assault weapons ban did nothing and maybe helped out violent crime. The only people that are saying that the assault weapons ban did anything basically just made up numbers and cannot validate it. Cannot get those numbers validated. It's interesting. So you have basically changing of the firearm in any practical way not being done. And then you have the law being absolutely useless. So what's the point of it? The point of it is simple. Control. They don't want you to have it. Period.